Now, lie back in your bed and close your eyes. I'm going to tell you a story about a little elephant who lives in Africa. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know if it is a boy or a girl elephant. If it's a boy, it's probably called Eric, don't you think? And if it's a girl, it's probably called Ellie. But what other name might it have? The little elephant can have any name you want. Lie back with your eyes closed and think what name you would like to give it. That's right. It had been a long day, and in the evening the little elephant's mummy and daddy were still working hard. The little elephant was ready for bed and wearing pyjamas when the little elephant's mummy said, "Could you get some water from the river to help Daddy water the plants?" The little elephant was keen to help and rushed off to the river, which was only a short distance away. Once there, the little elephant filled his little trunk, or was it her little trunk, with as much water as he could manage. The little elephant's cheeks were full, and his trunk was full, and he started to walk back towards the house. But on the way, he saw a little bird splashing itself clean in a puddle, and he stopped to watch. He watched as the bird threw water on itself and splashed about in the puddle. The little elephant laughed, and the water spurted out of his trunk and all over his pyjamas. And so the little elephant ran back to the house all wet. The little elephant's mummy laughed when she saw him all wet, and she dried him off, giving him clean pyjamas. "You still need to help Daddy," she said. "He needs to water the plants. Why don't you try again?" And the little elephant skipped off again to the river. Again he filled his trunk to bursting point, his cheeks puffing out, and he started out for home. This time he didn't stop for the bird bathing in the puddle, but he carried on, his trunk bursting full of water. But it was too much for him, and just as he saw the house in front of him, he ran out of breath and blasted the water out of his trunk. His pyjamas were soaked again, and the little elephant felt sad because he had failed the task for the second time. But his mummy was as kind and as comforting as always, and dried him off again, finding another pair of dry pyjamas. "Mummy," the little elephant said, "I think I've filled my trunk too full. Do you think Daddy will mind if I take him a little less water and go back to the river for more if he needs it?" "Of course not, silly," said the little elephant's mummy. "It's best to take just what you can manage. It doesn't really matter how many times you need to go to the river." And so the little elephant set off again for the river, and this time he filled his little trunk so it wasn't bursting full, but felt just right, and he set off for home without any delays. He made it back to the vegetable patch at the side of the house, and he found Daddy's water bucket. With a sigh, he let the water flow out of his trunk at a slow, steady rate, and he felt much better for it. He beamed with pride. "Thank you," said his daddy. "That was brilliant work. I know I can rely on you to get me just enough water when I need it. Will you help me tomorrow evening by getting some more water for the plants?" The little elephant smiled, but with all that water carrying, he was tired now, and he went into the house and into the bathroom to get ready for bed. Once he got into bed, he lay back and closed his eyes. Soon he began to drift off to sleep. "I just need to take as much water as I can manage," he whispered to himself as he fell asleep. And watching him sleep, his mummy said, "Good night and well done, little elephant."